As we click, swipe, and receive endless notifications, we're drawn deeper into a digital world that's quietly but profoundly changing the way we view our very existence. But how exactly does the pervasiveness of the internet reshape how we view the world around us and society at large? In this video, we'll be delving into how the online realm warps our perception of the everyday, from the memories we create to the rituals that define us. Join me as we explore the profound impacts of our digital lives on our offline realities. When we navigate through a familiar city like the one that we grew up in, every street, cafe, and park bench is more than just a location. It's a repository of memories, intricately mapped and stored in our brains by specialized neurons known as place cells. Nestled within the hippocampus, these remarkable cells activate in response to specific locations. And they don't just guide us through physical spaces, they anchor our experiences of life through the emotions and memories linked to the places that we inhabit. But what happens when our interactions shift from the tangible streets of where we grew up to the placeless expanses of the internet? As we increasingly dwell in digital realms, void of physical coordinates, what does this mean for our memories traditionally grounded in the real world? In the late 90s, internet access was primarily confined to specific physical locations. Homes with dial-up had designated spaces for internet use, while internet cafes emerged as communal hubs, where people gathered physically in order to browse virtually. The digital realm mirrored our reality with the existence of online places. Chat rooms were everywhere, and they reflected the physical act of entering and exiting a room. The popularity of virtual world games like Club Penguin and Habbo Hotel translated real-life interactions into digital spaces, reinforcing the idea of the internet as a collection of distinct digital places. However, by the 2010s, things began to change. Social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter were taking over, and they favored an infinite scroll over distinct digital locations. And it wasn't long before the ubiquity of smartphones made the internet an integral part of daily life. We could access it from pretty much anywhere, diluting our sense of place in relation to the internet almost entirely. More recently, technology has merged digital connectivity with our physical environments in unprecedented ways. The 2024 release of Human's AI Pin symbolizes a new era in digital interaction. This chip device projects information onto the user's palm and responds to speech and gestures, marking a departure from traditional devices like screens and keyboards. The lines between real and virtual are becoming increasingly blurred. Our interactions with the internet, once firmly rooted in the physical world, are now unfolding in a continuous, placeless manner. This evolution changes not only how we navigate through digital and physical spaces, affecting the memories and experiences we tied to them, but also significantly impacts another fundamental aspect of our existence: time. Unlike our sense of place, which is grounded in physical reality, time is often viewed as more of a construct. Yet, scientifically, time is essential for organizing the sequence of events in our lives, enabling us to understand cause and effect. From a philosophical perspective, time's steady march reminds us of the impermanence of life and the importance of living meaningfully. In the digital realm, however, our understanding of time shifts significantly. Engaging with the online world often leads to a time warp effect, where we lose track of time due to a deep state of absorption known as the flow state. Passive activities like doom scrolling or casual gaming can result in disengaging flow, leaving us feeling empty afterwards. In contrast, activities that involve creativity or intellectual engagement foster a more fulfilling flow, enhancing our sense of accomplishment and growth. But the internet doesn't just shrink time in a figurative sense. By revolutionizing our access to knowledge, it literally shrinks the time it takes to get answers to our questions to mere seconds. This immediacy, while empowering, comes at a cost. The instantaneous nature of information retrieval compresses the life cycle of curiosity from inception to resolution into an almost singular moment. It accelerates our experience, but also flattens it, leaving less room for meandering trails of thought and the sweet suspense of just not knowing. Now we can very easily short-circuit the journey of collective guessing and discovery. This begs the question: are we, in our quest for efficiency and speed, inadvertently sacrificing the depth and richness of our experience? Perhaps, but just as the internet transforms our personal experience of time, it's also been instrumental in shaping new temporal paradigms. Our round-the-clock connectivity fundamentally disrupts traditional patterns in shopping, eating, entertainment, and socializing. This disruption occurs both directly via round-the-clock access to stores, food delivery services, streaming platforms, online messaging, and so forth. It also occurs indirectly through the influence of online trends. Think clothing hauls, mukbangs, exposure to global cultures, and even trends like sleep streaming. The internet doesn't have a closing time, and so it diminishes our need to adhere to traditional societal time constraints. Large amounts of screen time disconnects us from natural time indicators such as daylight. The detachment from our own circadian rhythms is so pronounced that streaming services have implemented notifications asking us if we want to continue watching, as a means of reminding us just how much time has lapsed. On a more cultural level, the acceleration and globalization of the information cycle, a defining characteristic of our era, impacts our perception of time and events. We experience a near instantaneous news cycle, instilling in us a constant sense of urgency. This relentless pace is usually disconnected from our day-to-day experiences and shifts our awareness from local happenings to an awareness of global news and events. Simultaneously, the online world is entrenched in nostalgia. We're continually transported back to 2014 and reminded of inconsequential moments within pop culture, as well as the cyclical resurgence of whatever fashion trends. Our perception of time is fundamentally altered by the internet, influencing how we experience and value moments, blurring the lines between day and night, work and rest, reshaping our cultural tempo. In the realm of visual media, the lasting impact of iconic photographs, such as Steve McCurry's Afghan Girl from 1985, demonstrates how deeply a single image can resonate. It drew global attention and empathy, leaving a lasting cultural impact, partly due to the slower media landscape at the time, which allowed for deeper storytelling and engagement. In contrast, today's digital platforms favour ephemeral, quickly consumed content that is designed to live briefly in the digital spotlight before disappearing. This move toward ephemeral content is highlighted by the popularity of features like Instagram and Snapchat stories, where users create content in the knowledge that it will disappear after 24 hours. While this approach may have been pragmatic in enabling platforms to reduce their CPU loads, it contributes to a fundamental shift in the way that we create, consume, and remember the visual narratives of our time. The internet undeniably plays a pivotal role in our experience of art, and it has become deeply intertwined with the life cycle of many creative works. The Lindy effect, a theory suggesting that the longevity of non-perishable items like art or ideas is proportional to their current age, offers some insight here. Simply put, the longer that something has been around, the more likely it is to continue to exist. For instance, TikTok songs that go viral today might have a lower likelihood of being remembered than the one-hit wonders of the 90s that stayed in the charts for several months. Even with the potential for digital permanence, our transient focus undermines the enduring value of modern creative works. After all, an algorithm will process a song that was meticulously produced over countless hours, in the same way that they do those produced overnight, making no distinction in the depth of creativity or effort involved. It's essential to consider how the internet, a tool that has so profoundly reshaped our artistic landscape, is similarly influencing the subtler aspects of our daily lives and cultural practices. Rituals, deeply embedded in the fabric of human culture, serve as a vital mechanism by which we interact with both place and time, lending structure, meaning, and continuity to our lives. By participating in rituals, individuals find comfort in the familiar, creating a sense of belonging. The internet, particularly in its early days, ironically instituted its own form of ritual. Accessing the internet was a process. Turning on the computer, hearing the whir of the fan, waiting for a connection to establish. All of these actions constituted a ritual that marked the beginning and end of an internet session, structured engagement with the digital world. However, as the internet has evolved into an ever-present entity, these rituals around internet use have diminished, along with many others. The philosopher Byung-Chul Han insightfully notes the disruptive effect of information overload on our perception of the world. The constant stream of information from our devices erodes the peace of mind once found in ritualistic practices. Instead of engaging in structured activities that ground us in reality, we are perpetually caught in a whirlwind of digital stimuli. Take, for instance, family dinners, traditionally a time for face-to-face interaction and bonding. These moments are increasingly being interrupted by the intrusion of screens, diluting the quality of human connection. But let's play devil's advocate here. Surely the routine opening of a browser and engaging in the digital world replicates the structured nature of real-life rituals. Simply put, no. Modern internet use conditions us into being reactive, eliciting feelings of shock, surprise, or even rage. This loss of ritual, as Han observes, leads to a disconnection from the world. The smartphone contributes to a skewed perception of reality, where the world is reduced to what appears on our screens. This disconnection is more than a loss of engagement with the physical world. It signifies a deeper loss of the structures that give our lives meaning and stability. In response, society has gravitated towards superficial rituals. For instance, personal care routines such as skin routines have gained significant traction. This may not even be for their intrinsic value, but perhaps for their ritualistic semblance. These activities, while ritualistic, lack genuine significance. Contrastingly, there is a growing recognition in the West of the value of ancient traditions, such as celebrating solstices, which are rooted in natural cycles and human history. The reverence of age-old practices underscores a contrast to the pervasive influence of the internet. While these traditions offer a tangible connection to our past, the internet, a vast expanse of connection and information, paradoxically stands as both a unifier and a divider in our modern world. While it brings together people from all over the globe, it also fragments our shared reality, creating individualized digital worlds that often diverge significantly from our physical interactions. It's a double-edged sword. As people spend more time online, they become immersed in different virtual worlds, each shaping their unique beliefs and opinions. This growing digital divide contributes to a heightened sense of social isolation. This dichotomy is echoed in the tale of the Tower of Babel, where humanity, speaking a single language, came together with a grand vision. They decided to build a city and a tower with its top in the heavens, symbolizing their unity and collective strength. This tower, known as the Tower of Babel, was a testament to what humanity could achieve when united by a common goal and a shared means of communication. However, concerned by their ambition, God decided to confound their language so that they could no longer understand each other. As a result, their once unified effort crumbled into confusion and disarray. Unable to communicate, the people scattered across the earth, abandoning their project and dividing into separate groups, each with its own language and culture. The internet, like the Tower of Babel, started as a unifying force, a tool that promised to connect people from across the globe, transcending physical boundaries. It created a space where information, ideas, and culture could merge. Yet, as the Babel teaches us, with greater connectivity comes the risk of greater division. And just as the scattering of Babel's people led to the formation of disparate groups, the internet has inadvertently fostered digital echo chambers. These are spaces where homogeneous ideas circulate without challenge, fostering a Babel of conflicting truths and perspectives. Now that we understand the internet's role in both connecting and fragmenting a global community, we reach a crucial point. How can we responsibly navigate through the complexities and contradictions inherent in the digital world? And how can we advocate for a more mindful and ethically conscious approach to our online lives? It's clear that the internet has profoundly reshaped our sense of place, transforming physical locations into digital landscapes and altering our connection to the world around us. Our interactions online have distorted our perceptions of time, making hours and minutes feel subjective. We've seen a shift in the realm of creativity, where the internet can move our focus to ephemeral and quick-win content. The impact on our daily rituals has been equally significant, as traditional practices give way to new routines driven by internet culture. And a particularly striking revelation has been the paradox of unity in the digital age. The internet connects us globally, but also fragments our shared reality, presenting a complex web of interconnectedness coupled with isolation. My creative journey in uncovering internet trends and examining their psychological implications has led me to recognize the internet as both a powerful and malleable force. Smartphones and social media are merely the modern portals. They offer many advantages, but have significant downsides. Consider the concern of countless parents grappling with their child's screen interactions. It becomes the individual's duty to navigate these interactions, placing parents in the challenging position of countering these devices that have been engineered to captivate and maintain attention. Meanwhile, a concerning cycle of dependency is peddled by the tech giants that profit. In response, more and more people are seeking balance, employing tools like screen time management apps and switching to simpler, dumb phones. This trend toward mindful tech usage is promising. However, the responsibility of regulating internet usage should not be shouldered by individuals alone. We need to seriously be looking at legislation that requires tech firms to have ethics at the heart of their design protocols. Imagine an internet ecosystem that nurtures the creation of lasting literature, music, and video, where platforms and devices are designed to value our attention over exploiting it. We are still in the nascent stages of navigating the digital world, but there is a path forward, a future where technology enhances our lives without overwhelming them. This future vision calls for a shift from solely individual effort to real systemic change. On my channel, I explore the relationship between what makes us human and the world of internet trends, meme culture, and technology. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, then do subscribe. I ripped my hair out writing this video, to be honest with you. So if you did enjoy it, please do click like.